Hi everybody, today we are going to be unboxing the ultimate lawn care package. Here we have the Milwaukee M18 string trimmer. We also have the interlocking edger that goes along with it, that's interchangeable, and also the leaf blower. So the one thing that I did when I bought this package was I only got one battery for the whole thing. If you buy every tool with every battery, it starts getting really expensive, and you can't use that many tools and that many batteries at the same time anyways. At least I can't as a person that's not a professional contractor. So I bought the string trimmer package with the battery. I got the blower on sale, and this one does not come with the battery, and the tool was marked down about 30%. And the edger, I believe that one was a regular price. So anyways, let's go and open up probably the one most people are interested in first, the string trimmer. All right, that's all right, as you might be able to see here, we got a lot of this packing styrofoam. That box had a little crimp in it, and it completely made it almost impossible to get this thing out of there. So I ended up breaking some of the styrofoam, and pieces went everywhere. So anyways, let's take a look at the stuff that came in here. So for those of you that have had cordless Milwaukee stuff before, you'll notice this is the rapid charger. Seems like you can never have too many of these, and then on the other hand you start collecting these after you get a few tools. So anyways, I've only got a couple chargers, so I'm going to definitely be able to use this one. Now the battery that comes with these tools is one of the larger batteries. So this one is the M18 or XC 8.0. So I believe the miter saw and the table saw have the 12.0, but the 8.0 is the one that comes with the string trimmer as well as the leaf blower if you buy that package with the battery. So at the end of the day, I chose to get this battery this package because this battery fits both of these tools. So I wanted to have this 8.0 because that's kind of the factory recommended battery. Okay, now let's just get the main body unit here. Okay, so the first impressions, it feels actually fairly heavy but the motor, of course, which is that brushless ion motor like Milwaukee's putting in all their new tools, is in here. As you can see, the battery just simply clips into there. And it's got a rabbit and a turtle speed. I believe this ramps it up here, this thumb trigger, and then, oh, there we go. Yeah, so when you have it like this, it's probably idle. You have to push that in before you can even squeeze the trigger. And then, of course, this is where the other piece of the trimmer goes. All right, let's see here. All right, so the trimmer comes preloaded, it looks like, at least with a little bit of string. That's good, because I was kind of curious if there was going to be any string or not. I forgot to order an extra roll of it, but it actually looks quite well built. Feels heavy, and not that you want your stuff to be all completely lightweight and junky, but feels fairly heavy. The two of these combined, I'm curious once it gets together with the battery what the weight will feel like, but it does feel very well built. It looks well machined, well built, not like some of this cheap Chinese junk that you usually get from something like Black & Decker, things like that. All right, this is the handle. And this is the guard. We'll have to bolt that on. Then we've got some hardware. So next steps here, I'm going to assemble this and then let's take a look. All right, so I got this assembled. It was rather easy. A couple comments. First, it did come with a really good quality Allen key to put everything together with. Sometimes you get cheap junky stuff, but really good one came with it. I'm going to actually keep it. Very, very simple. So like most stuff coming out of China in a box these days, there's some assembly. All I had to do was put on the handle and the grass or the whippersnipper guard by the head. And I'm just going to talk about the QUIK-LOK system here. This, I was a little bit hesitant about these QUIK-LOK systems because I've had other tools where you could interchange them, and the gears and the splines and stuff always seem to strip. And but I looked in the end of this, and it looks really well made. When you made it together, it goes fairly deep into the spline, so there should be lots of grip on the gear. This button here, so first to take this apart, what you would do is loosen this knob, and then there's a button on the top. You just push it down to let it unlock, and you just pull it apart. And I put it together a couple times. It's very simple, very straightforward. A few other things I've noticed. This trigger, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. Pushing this lever down, forward, and then down before you can do it. I know it's a safety thing, but it seems like a bit of a pain in the butt. It'd be better probably not even to have that. Just the trigger itself. Another thing that does not come with this is a shoulder strap for the weight that this is. This is fairly heavy. They should have put a shoulder strap, I think, in with this tool just to hold it, but you know, not a big deal. Probably have something kicking around anyways. Another thing that I found on here that I really thought was interesting, on the bottom here there's a little keyhole, so you can actually hang this up on a nail if you want. I don't know if anyone would actually ever do that or not. The plastic is kind of thin. I think if you consistently did that, eventually you'd break that chunk of plastic out. The plastic's not super thin. If they were going to do that, they should have actually probably made this bottom plate metal. But you know, you can hang it up if you want. But overall, pretty impressed with it. It's definitely better than most of the weed whackers or trimmers, string trimmers, whatever you want to call these things, that I've looked at the store. Feels very well built. I was looking a little closer at the machining. The tolerances look very good, and looks pretty tight. So it's not like some of this Chinese junk that you get out there. Even though this is made in China. But next thing I'm going to do is get the battery charging, and then we'll try this out as well as the blower. But let's go and open up the next box, which is going to be the QUIK-LOK attachment for the edger of this. So this is a string trimmer, and the edger is basically if you got some grass, or the grass starts growing over the edge of your driveway, the edger goes along and kind of chops it out and gives you a nice clean edge. So let's go ahead and unbox that. All right, the next little attachment we got here is the edger that goes on to our string trimmer as one of the attachments. There's quite a few attachments that you can get for that thing, but really the edger and the whippersnipper, or the string eater, whatever the heck they're calling them these days, were the only two I was really interested in. Even this one, you don't really need it. You can actually do a lot of this edging with a string trimmer If you want, it just burns up a lot of string, or you do it the old-fashioned way with manual tool and just cut it out. But these are supposed to make that job a lot quicker. Okay, so got a key here. This looks like it's so you can change the blade out here. That's what this will fit. Let's take that out of the package. Yeah, so that yeah, that definitely is for that. And this is actually, I thought this was plastic when I was looking at it at the store, but that's actually a piece of metal there. So and this is rubber. It's got a little edger, and then this is a wheel. So I guess when this is hooked up to the string trimmer as one of the attachments, you would go along the edge of your driveway or concrete, and this little piece here would eat the edge up and clean it up nice and true next to your driveway and whatnot. Took me probably a day or two to edge the driveway and then the front of the house by the boulevard this year. Just I was doing it in pieces. It was so hot out. But and then once again, this is just the splines. So just a quick attach that goes onto the other head. And I was a little bit hesitant to buy this actually, just because I've had some quick change tools before that were more hassle than they're worth, and it's actually just easier to buy two tools than to try to change them out. But this system looks actually quite good and quite easy to change out. So I'm pretty happy with this actually. This is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I thought this was a plastic shroud, but it's a solid cast, I'm assuming, piece of aluminum. Maybe, yeah, probably not steel, but I think it's definitely cast aluminum. And the wheel's a little chintzy. It's plastic, but it'd be, be nice if it was like a rubber wheel or something. But how often are you really going to be using this? Maybe once every year or two in the spring to clean up the edges. But unless you're a professional using this every day, it's probably more than fine. Another piece of thing I just noticed too, this wheel has an adjustment, so you can actually adjust this up or down based on the depth that you want to do your edging. So more than likely you would probably have it down an inch or two just to cut away the soil and the dirt. But yeah, overall not too bad. So there it is. All right, let's get on to the next one here. Next one we're going to do is the leaf blower. My wife's been on me to get one of these for quite a while. Instead of raking the leaves, you can just blow it. I looked at a couple models. I'm glad I looked at them in the store before I bought one, because the original one I was going to buy ended up being just the small little thing. This one's actually like a full-size blower, and it's supposed to have a lot of power and clean up the leaves really well. So we'll be able to test that out this fall, so I'm pretty excited about that. All right, let's open it up. Well, it's a small package, but nice things come in small packages sometimes, so. Maybe the term's expensive things. All right, so obviously the nozzle for the air blower. And I assume assembly is nothing more than just popping this. Let's see here. Should be smarter than the leaf blower. If there even is a, I assume that the Milwaukee name would go up. This would be something like that. And oh, that was simple. Just push in, snaps into place, and there you go. It actually feels fairly light. It's got the brushless motor as well in it. Pretty straightforward assembly, obviously. Once again, it's got the hook or the little piece that you could hang this on a nail in your garage. Like I said before, that might last for a little while, but I think that would eventually break out if you're using it any amount. You can take this apart. There's a little release mechanism to let you pull that back out. I like this a little better than the weed eater in terms of the trigger. So this is just a regular old squeeze the trigger, but the other thing I like is you can pull it and then just push the button in and then it's locked in place. So you don't have to hold it if you're blowing a bunch of leaves. You just push it and it releases. Tool goes on the back. Pretty straightforward, just snap it in. But yeah, we'll get a chance to try this out here, and leaves are starting to fall from the trees now, so we'll probably follow up. Got to do one last cleanup around the yard. We're going to use the edger this fall. There's a couple spots I can't reach in my yard just because I don't have enough extension cords to get to, so we'll clean those up with the string trimmer, I guess. The edger I'm not going to use this fall. Next spring I'll use it, so we might have to do a follow-up review next spring. But definitely the string trimmer and the leaf blower, we'll try that out here shortly. So anyways, let's go ahead and see how these things perform.